I flew home for Thanksgiving after 5 years abroad. My family didn't even pick me up, didn't save me a seat, and introduced me as the disappointment who ran away. My aunt scoffed. Oh, you finally decided to show your face. Don't expect a warm welcome. My cousin snapped. Why? Are you even here? Nobody wanted you back. Even my own mother muttered. Just don't ruin the evening for everyone. I just smiled and said, don't worry, I won't make this mistake again. 2 months later, I made a move they never expected. Last night, I got a message, everyone's freaking out, please respond. So I guess I'll just get into it. BC, I'm still kind of pissed, and TBH, I need events somewhere that isn't my group chat. They're tired of this story already. LOL. For context, I haven't been home in 5 years. Not BC, I hate my family or whatever, just life stuff, pandemic, money, job. Then I moved to Berlin. And it just felt like I blinked and had been half a decade. We don't do FaceTime calls or anything, just the classic family group texts and the odd me team from my cousin Kelly. I was honestly kind of hyped to come back, thought it was gonna be like those dumb posts where everyone cries and hugs and the airport. Yeah, no. So first, weird thing, I texted the family group chat from the airport after landing like, hey, I'm here. No reply. Waited a sec, scrolled my phone. The only message I got was from my mom, just Uber were busy with prep. I thought it was a joke. It wasn't. I grabbed my suitcase and go down to the pickup area, still thinking someone's going to do a surprise or whatever, but nope. I wait 15 minutes, call my mom, goes to voicemail. Cool. So I get an Uber to the house, which is like 30 minutes. I'm not gonna lie, I was already annoyed. But whatever, I chalked it up, the classic family chaos. I get there, walk up, and like nobody even comes to the door. I let myself in. Living room smells like turkey, everyone's voices from the dining room. I poke my head. And no one even stopped talking, not even I hate your home, nothing. I stand there for a sec, awkward as hell, and finally my Aunt Bernice glances over and just goes, oh, you finally decide to show your face. Don't expect a warm welcome. I thought she was joking, so I kind of laughed. Nope, dead serious. My cousin Jared looks up from his phone and goes, why are you even here? Nobody wanted you back. Then my mom, who's sitting at the end of the table, says, just don't ruin the evening for everyone. Literally, I'd been in the house for maybe 2 minutes. I look for a seat, and there isn't one, like the table set for everyone but me. Even the kids' table is, for I ask if there's another chair. And my mom, just as we didn't know if you'd actually show up. You never make it to anything, which yeah, I've missed a couple weddings and stuff. But it wasn't on purpose. It's just hard to fly back from Europe for a weekend. I try to explain, and Bernice cuts me off, says nobody was. Nice to hear your excuses. We're just glad you finally stopped running away from your roots. I end up standing in the doorway holding my bag, and the only person who even offers me a seat is my cousin Kelly. But she's wedged in between the little kids, and there's literally no space. Her dad, my Uncle Lane, just as you can eat after there's food left in the kitchen. I put my bag down and just stand there. They're like an idiot. I probably should have just left right then, but I didn't want to make a scene. So I go to the kitchen. There's like a plate of cold mashed potatoes and some weird green bean. I hear them in the dining room. They're talking about me like I'm not even in the house. Oh, Bryce back. Wonder how long he'll last this time. He probably thinks he's better than us now. Hope he doesn't start another argument. My mom's voice again. Just don't bring a politics. You know how he gets. Like what? I literally hadn't said anything. But hi, I just eat standing up by the sink scrolling my phone. It's actually kind of hilarious in a sad way. Every time someone comes in to get a drink, they just ignore me. At one point, my cousin Jared bumps into me and doesn't even say sorry, just looks at me like I'm in his way. May I ask about my room? And my mom says, oh, we turned your room into a sewing room. You're stuffed in the garage. She tosses me a key. I go out to the garage, and there's just 3 boxes with my name sharpened on the side. Most of it's junk I forgot I even owned. So now I'm sitting on a folding chair in the garage scrolling TikTok. And I'm just like, why did I even come here? I hear people laughing inside. Then the door opens, and my aunt comes out, sees me, and just shakes her head, says some people can't handle real family guests. Europe changed you. I tell her, you have no idea what you're talking about. She rolls her eyes and goes back inside. I go back in for dessert thinking maybe it'll be chill, but I walk in, and they're all taking a family photo. I try to get in the group, and my Uncle Lane says, maybe sit this one out, Bryce. You've been gone so long, we might forget who you are. People laugh. It's that fake mean laugh. I just walk out. I hear my mom say, he's always so dramatic. That's why you can keep friends. I slammed the front door. I actually went back in to grab my backpack, and my cousin Jarrett is at the fridge. He looks at me and goes, "So what, you're running away again?" I tell him, "I'm not running. I just don't want to be here." He kind of shoves past me on his way out of the kitchen, not hard, just enough to make a point. I don't push back, but I stare him down. He just smirks knuckle. I wanted to hit him, but I didn't. I book a room at the old Holiday and down the street pack up my stuff from the garage. Sure, my mom text me, "Don't make this about you, Bryce. Just be grateful we let you come." I don't reply. I leave the key on the counter and head out without saying bye anyway. So yeah, that was my big family reunion 5 years away, and they treat me like I'm a stray dog. TBH, I used to think maybe I'd come back for good someday, but now I DK. I'm kind of done. I'm not going to let this go. Though I'm not just going to let them treat me like crap and walk away. I've got a few ideas for how to make them regret it. Not gonna sit here and mope. I'll post again if anyone cares how this plays out at it. Yes, I know some families are just like this, but afar I never did anything to deserve it except move away. They've always been salty about it, my mom especially. Sure, he always thought I was abandoning her for fancy city life, or whatever. They all act like I owe them for leaving, like I'm supposed to fix everything when I visit. Tech stuff, money stuff, whatever. This time, I'm done. If you got questions, drop them. I've got the receipts. I'm not gonna let this go. Update 1. Okay, so I guess this is the update some Apple wanted, and yeah, I'm still mad. Not gonna lie, IDK of this is even revenge yet. But it's death, not forgiveness. TBH. I don't get how people just eat that kind of treatment and go, "Oh well, family is family." Now, I'm not wired that way. If you saw my last post, you know what happened. Thanksgiving was a disaster. I left and didn't look back. But it's not like my family suddenly stopped acting like jerks. Just BC, I wasn't there. If anything, the text got more passive aggressive, like somehow I was the one who ruined it by leaving early and making a scene. LOL. Okay, what really set me off was this group text my Aunt Bernie sent like a week later. She said, "Bryce, since you're back in the country, can you help Uncle Lane with the property tax?" Mrs. and someone else, I think it was Jared, added, "And you need to fix the Dropbox. I can't get into my files." It was like no acknowledgement that they'd basically exiled me at dinner, just a list of stuff they wanted, like always never fails. I'm not sure if people outside big families get this, but when you're the one who left, you're somehow always their backup plan for anything complicated. They act like I abandoned them, but then they dump every weird tech problem or paperwork thing on me. My mom's been on me forever about her home email. Bernice wants help with her taxes every year. Jared somehow thinks I should just sort his PDF messes for him. See, I know computers. I literally fixed their crap from another continent for years, and all I got was sarcasm when I actually showed up. So I decided that's done. I'm not lifting a finger unless I get treated like a human being, not a silent meltdown. Like I made it clear. I replied to the group chat, said I won't be helping with anything until someone apologizes for Thanksgiving. No response. They just ignored it like I was being dramatic again. After today's, my mom sends a private text just as Bryce, "This isn't about you. Family needs you to step up." I don't even answer. That's not an apology. I start thinking, what's the real leverage here? It's not just the little stuff. I've been the unofficial fixer for so long, they don't even realize how much they rely on me. All the docs, the shared drives, the little favors, the fact that I've always stepped in when they've blown deadlines or couldn't figure out some web portal. I'm not talking about like canceling their streaming services or taking a charger. I mean real stuff, documents, files, the boring adult stuff that actually matters when tax season hits or the HOA is threatening fines. So I started by just not answering it. Sounds dumb, but you'd be surprised how fast it piles up. Uncle Lane starts texting, says he can't get into his online account, he's locked out, asks if I can reset it. I just leave him on read. My phone blows up for 2 days. Then Jared calls, I let it go to voicemail. He leaves a message, says he knows I'm mad, but I should be the bigger man. He always says that when he wants something, Bernice is next. She sends this long email about her tax dogs being in there family Dropbox, and she can't find anything, and her accountant is asking for old receipts. I checked the Dropbox, and yeah, it's a mess. I'd been the only one keeping it organized. Everyone else just dumps stuff everywhere. I don't touch it. I just forward her email to the whole family and say maybe someone else can help them. I get this message from my mom, "Can you Please sort out the whole thing. They're threatening me with late fees. I don't know how to reply to these. I reply, you said not to ruin the evening for everyone, so I'm staying out of it. She leaves me on Reed Kelly, the only cousin who's actually kind of normal, I guess. The EMS me on Insta asks what happened. I tell her, you were there, you saw how they all piled on, and now they want me to fix everything. So she says, yeah, it was bad, but you know how they get there, just stressed. I say, I'm not their punching bag, and I'm not their personal assistant. She just reacts with a thumbs up emoji. So a week passes and the group chat is basically just people complaining about everything being confusing. Nobody says sorry, nobody even brings up Thanksgiving again. But the vibe is off. I start getting calls from weird number. I ignore them. I feel like they thought I'd just get over it. But I'm not that guy anymore. The only thing that actually made me pause was this call from my mom. She doesn't start with hiya or anything, just as Bryce, we need to talk. She starts listing all the stuff that's falling apart since I stopped helping. She's mad about the Ola, says they're threatening her with a lien. They say you're an adult, figure it out. She starts yelling, says I'm ungrateful, says after all she's done for me, I run away and then hold the family hostage. I tell her, you chose to treat me like I was less than everyone else, so handle it yourself. She hangs up. I hear her slam the phone down. So here's where it gets kind of nuts. Bernice actually drives to my hotel. I see your lobby. She's got that look like she's about to go off. She walks up and just starts talking like, you're being immature, you need to come home, we're family, you can't just turn your back on us. I don't let her finish. I tell her, you made it clear what you think of, so I'm not doing you any favors. She gets in my face and I back up. She pokes me in the chest and says, you don't get to do this, you owe us. I push your hand away. She looks at me like I hit but all I did was break a little dramatic moment. She storms out, slams the hotel door. After that I start seeing stuff unravel. Uncle Lane posts on Facebook that he's tired of people abandoning family when things get tough. Pretty sure that's about me. Jared texts me, says hope you're happy, screwing everyone over. I don't answer. The only thing I did that could be called revenge so far was this. I emailed the accountant, the boring family one, not a random friend, years, and told them I wouldn't be collecting or sending any family dogs, that I said any requests should go straight to the individuals. They reply like, okay, but that's gonna be a mess. I just say, not my problem. I CC'd every adult in the family. 2 hours later, my mom calls, says I've put them in a terrible position. I say, maybe next time you'll remember to save me a seat. So now it's like every day I get some new angry message. Nobody is apologizing though, just blame, guilt, and more demands. I'm not budging. I left the group chat, blocked Bernice's number, and muted my mom for a week. I'm not playing the fixer anymore. I know some people are going to say I'm being petty, but if you've ever been treated like an afterthought for years and then expected to show up and save the day, you get it. I'm not breaking the law, not doing anything shady, just refusing to make their lives easier. I don't care if their paperwork gets lost, if they get fined. I'm not their doormat. I decided what to do next yet, but I'm not done. They made it clear I'm only useful when they need something, so fine, let's see how they like it when I'm just not their IDK. What the next move is, but I'm not rolling over. If you want to know how it escalates, let me know. I'm not holding back anymore. Update to all right. So here's the next round, and honestly, if you told me this was gonna get this message, yeah, I would have laughed at. I thought they'd at least try to fix things and just leave me alone. But not. Apparently the family pride or whatever is more important than actually solving their mess. I don't even know if this is revenge anymore or just me being done. Biff. It's wild how fast things can start falling apart when you stop bailing people out. So like 2 weeks after all that silence, I notice my phone's blowing up again, not from my mom or Bernice, I blocked them, but from random numbers. And those weird please call us back voicemail. Turns out it's the hallway board for my mom's neighborhood in some guy from the tax office, not the IR. It's just local stuff. I let it all go to voicemail. BC, not my circus anymore. Kelly texts me, for real though, says just a heads up. Things are getting ugly over here. People are blaming each other. And it's awkward AF. She's actually the only one who sounds even a little normal. But she's not getting in the middle, and I don't blame her. Then I get an email from Jared, all caps, says, need to find my tax files, now where I'm going to get hit with late fees. Thanks for nothing. I checked the old Dropbox, and lol, he's deleted half his own stuff by accident. The folder's just chaos. He sends like 3 more emails, each more desperate, and then finally says, fine, I'll pay you if you help. I don't answer. I'm not doing this for money. In the group chat, yeah, I left the main one. But my Uncle Lane starts a new one. Classic. Bernie says, well, if Bryce won't step up, I guess we'll just have to deal with the consequences. As I reply for the first time in forever, just say you already are. The wildest part is how fast everyone starts turning on each other. I hear from Kelly that at some Sunday dinner Jared and Bernice got into it about who was supposed to keep track of the family files. Jared says it's Bernice's fault for not backing things up. Bernice says Mom was supposed to remind her about deadlines. Uncle Lane says none of it would be happening if I didn't run off to Europe. Apparently voices got raised. Someone slammed a cabinet. I'm picturing it like a bad reality show. Then things get a little more real. Mom calls my hotel. I'm still there, haven't set foot back in. The house front desk calls up, says your mom's here asking for you. I tell them I'm not available. A little while later, I see her in the parking lot pacing and yelling into her phone. I just go out the back and head to a coffee place. She leaves me like 6 voicemails ranging from please come home to you're breaking this family apart. I get a certified letter. First time that's happened in my life from the family lawyer. Yeah, we have a family lawyer, not BC where fancy, just be. See, my grandpa set up a trust for some property ages ago. And it's still a thing. The letter basically says annual review of the trust can't happen without my signature. And if I'm not available, it gets delayed. And if it's delayed, nobody gets the payout they're used to at the holiday. I email back, I'm out of the country for the foreseeable future. CCE, the whole family, I'm not. But they don't know that 2 hours later, my mom sends a group text, says hope you're happy now. You're hurting everyone. I reply, maybe next time you'll remember how you treated me. This is where people start getting petty. Uncle Lane posts some passive-aggressive stuff on Facebook instead of asking for help. Some folks just burn bridges like I can't see it. Bernie's text. Kelly says, can you talk some sense into your cousin? You know he's just being dramatic. Kelly forwards it to me, says, I'm not getting involved. But damn, they're all losing it. Jared tries to go around me and mails the family accountant directly, says, can you just sign off on my stuff without Bryce? Accountant says no, Bryce, his signature is required for anything with the truck. Just Jared emails me again, says this is childish, just do the right thing. I send back the receipts from Thanksgiving. Screenshot at his nobody wanted you back. A comment he replies that was a joke. You take everything too seriously, right? A joke. Next week mom calls crying to Kelly, says she might lose the house of the hallway. Fine goes, I know it's bad. But I also know she's been using my name for years as a proxy owes meetings and never actually shown up herself. I get a letter from the HO that says you are no longer listed as the household contact. Your mother must attend the next meeting or be fine. I toss it, not my problem. Number nieces, his business gets hit with a late fee for missing a filing deadline, and she sends me a text that just says this is on you. I reply, you always said I was a disappointment, so I guess I'm just meeting expectations. She leaves me on read. The only one who actually tries to be real with me is Kelly. She meets me for coffee and says, I get why you're pissed, but they're not going to admit they're wrong. She says they've always been salty because you left you with a smart one, and it made them feel left behind even if they never said it. I tell her I'm not the villain here, and she's like, yeah, but you're the only one who left, so you're the only one who can be punished. I ask her, do you think that even care about me as a person? She just shrugs and says, I think they care about what you do for them. At least he's honest. Last thing that really set me off, Bernice actually shows up at my hotel again, this time with Uncle Lane. She tries the guilt thing, says, you know, Grandpa would be ashamed of you, a family, we stick together. I say you didn't stick with me. When I came home, Lane pushes past her, gets in my face, as is just sign the damn paper so we can move on. I say you want to move on, start treating people with respect. Bernie slaps the table, says, you're impossible. I just walk out. They stay there